Moving on to section 2, as part of the introduction to the ITIL 4 Foundation training and certification offered by 1W Training Limited. Here we will discuss service management key concepts. This gives you a glimpse into the key concepts of ITIL 4 based service management. Those of you who have already experienced V3 ITIL, you will see there are a lot of similar things in ITIL 4 as well. So it is not that ITIL 3, V3 has been turned upside down, but ITIL is evolving. Therefore, you will see some concepts revisited and some new concepts and some concepts improved. Service management, a set of specialized organizational capabilities for enabling value for customers in the form of services. The ITIL 4 Foundation exam is based on understanding concepts and recalling those concepts and terms in the exam. Therefore, it is essential to know the definitions or the textbook definitions for the foundation exam. In the exam, you might have a question, and because all the questions are multiple choice, you may have a question like this: which of the below is the description of service management? And the correct answer would be this sentence: service management is a set of specialized organization capabilities for enabling value for customers in the form of services. Even though you may see other descriptions of service management, but this is the correct response to that question. As you see here, customers expect value, but that value can be provided only in the form of services and products. But to do that, organizations need certain capabilities, and many of those capabilities are highly specialized. For example, design capabilities, requirements analysis capabilities, testing capabilities, development capabilities, support capabilities, and so on. Some simple examples of services, which need not be IT services only: a restaurant, hotel accommodations, laundry services, etc. We can call these others as maybe supplementary services and some other services as core services. In the modern world, most of these services are supported by IT. That's why IT service management becomes important for the modern world, irrespective of the nature of the business. For example, it is no longer a paper-based world, more electronic world. IT infrastructure services is a well-known phrase which may mean network management, IT server management, database management, IT security management, and virtualization solutions. Some of you who are watching this video may be experts in one of these areas and other management areas. And you know very well the service management aspects for the services you're delivering in your own respective technical areas. A little bit more on service management. Just now we looked at a key phrase, specialized organizational capabilities. But to develop them, the basis would be what is value. The organization, particularly the provider organization, needs to understand what is value and who are the stakeholders involved, what do they expect, and how the value should be created. By using services, the service is a means of creating value. And service management uses services to create that value, but by developing specialized organizational capabilities. The consumer, which means the customer or the user, also needs to contribute to the creation of value. Traditionally, the value was created only by the provider, but in the modern world, a value is co-created. Though one might argue that even in the past, value was co-created because without the participation of the customer, nothing would happen. But today it is much more. It is not just cooperation with the customer, it is collaboration, which means we are allowing the customer to completely participate in everything related to service management. They can not only provide feedback, but they can work hand in hand with the provider to do the design, for example, which might not have happened in a traditional environment. Which means co-creating value during the design. not just for using the services and creating value. The definition of value from ITIL and from AXELOS. Value, the perceived benefits, usefulness, and importance of something. Every individual has their own meaning of value. Therefore, there are as many definitions of value as the number of people in this world and the number of organizations in this world. There is nothing wrong about it. But this is the formal ITIL 4 definition of value, which I think covers all the individuals and organizations available. The perceived benefits, usefulness, and importance of something. For example, some organizations may value cost reduction, other organizations may value increase of profit, some other organizations may value increased speed or higher productivity, etc. All these are different examples of value. The purpose of an organization is to create value for stakeholders. That is the sole purpose as to why organizations exist. The term value is used regularly in service management, and it is a key focus of ITIL 4. And with that, I am remembering a principle in ITIL 4, one of the 7 guiding principles, and that is focus on value, and which is probably the first principle to be aware of. Those of you who have done the ITIL Practitioner V3 course might recognize some of these principles. Continuing on value and its co-creation. I was mentioning a while ago that value is co-created. It is not created by just one party. We need both the service provider and the consumer. A consumer might mean a customer, a sponsor, or a user. It needs to be collaboration rather than cooperation. A cooperation is rather basic, wherein if we both are cooperating, then it is about helping oneself by helping the other. But in collaboration, it is about helping the joint group by working together. So in collaboration, it is about common goals for all parties concerned, whereas in cooperation, each party may have their individual goal, but they're helping each other just to meet their individual goal. So there are subtle differences between cooperation and collaboration, which can mean a cooperative team is not as effective as a collaborative team. And for value, there are other organizations apart from the provider and consumer. For example, there may be regulators, there may be other third-party suppliers, there may be consultants, there may be trainers, etc., who are also part of the value chain. Communication in a value chain is bidirectional. What is a value chain? A value chain outlines the key activities required to create value in response to demand through the creation and delivery of products and services. The term value chain was first coined by Michael Porter. He conceived the value chain as a collection of activities done by an organization. Generally, in organization, the various departments perform different activities to fulfill customer needs. So sometimes just a single department such as HR or such as purchasing alone may not be able to fulfill customers' needs. They have to all work hand in hand. And together they work and create a value stream. However, each of these departments may be known as one element of the complete value chain of the organization. So if the organization has maybe 10 departments, we may approximately say that there are 10 value chain areas in that organization. And similarly in ITIL, we have got value chain activities. There are 6 value chain activities in ITIL 4. If you like, you may want to add more to that, because ITIL is also flexible. It is not prescriptive, but just a best practice guidance. One cannot underestimate the focus on value and value co-creation in ITIL 4. We already seen value is a perception. Every individual organization perceives value in a different way based on what is important to them or what is beneficial to them. These are some examples of value as perceived and defined by different stakeholders. For example, the service consumers who are using services and who have resources to use those services. For example, a bank having its own wealth advisors and who are using websites to open bank accounts, procedures for opening bank accounts, for websites created by the service provider. So for the service consumer, the value could be the benefits they achieve, the cost and risks optimized. For the service provider who has built the website for the bank and maintained the website for the bank, it could be the funding they obtain from the consumer, the money they get paid from the consumer, the business development they have in the market and with that consumer, and maybe other repeat business or new business, and the image or reputation improved for them in the market and in the industry. Partners, another category of stakeholders, they may focus on values such as financial and non-financial incentives, also business development and image improvement. There may be non-financial incentives such as a success of one partnership may lead to more partnerships in the future, or more recognition leading to additional partnerships. Shareholders, these are generally the business shareholders in an organization, the ones putting in money to run or expand the business. They may expect financial benefits such as dividends because they hold stock in that company. They need a sense of assurance that the business is stable and will yield proper profits so that they get good dividends. With that, we have come to the end of this section, wherein I'd like to once again highlight that please do visit our website www.oneworldtraining.com to get your ITIL training and certifications. We are happy to assist you with all your ITIL training needs.